Hi, I'm Hannah Bernard. You're watching Market 1 Minute, and I'm here today with Kerry Knoll of Darnley Bay Resources. So Kerry, before we get into more details about the company, tell investors where they can find you and what your stock symbol is.
We trade on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol DBL.
Great. So let's get into your impressive resume and your extensive background in the mining industry. Can you describe your background in the mining industry?
Sure. I've been in mining for 36 years. In that time, I've started several mining companies, and of those mining companies, 4 of them have gone into production, and that's an unusual number in our industry, where maybe 1 in 100 actually makes it. 2 of those companies have made it to the New York Stock Exchange, and some of them, 3 of them have been taken over by other companies.
So tell us why Darnley Bay decided to get involved with the zinc project.
Well, a couple of years ago, we had a really hard look at the commodities, base metals, precious metals, fertilizers, what have you. And we decided that zinc was the one commodity that had the best odds of being in a rising market for the next decade. A lot of reasons for that. One is that the consumption of zinc is going up year in, year out. It's used in cars, it's used in construction. Another reason was that the supply of zinc was going down. 2 of the top 10 zinc mines in the world had run out of ore and they were closing. So you had lower production combined with higher demand, and that always means a higher price.
So let's talk about Pine Point. What was it that made it stand out for you?
Well, when I look at a mine, or a potential mine, one of the first things that I like about it is the fact that it's been in production before. This at one time was Canada's most profitable zinc mine. It was run by a company called Caminco, which is now part of Teck. It was running some of the highest grades ever found in Canada in lead and zinc. Higher ones have been found subsequently, but at that time, it was actually a mega project at the time. They built a railroad from central Alberta. They built a hydroelectric dam. They built a town that held 2,000 people just to service this mine.
Wow.
That's how big it was back in the day. And because it was a mine previously, that infrastructure is still there. So that was a big added benefit to us, because we don't have to build that infrastructure. There's highways, there's power lines, there's a town nearby. There's all of these things that we don't have to supply.
So tell us about the results from the recent preliminary economic assessment from Pine Point.
The first thing that stood out from that study was that the mine can be built for a relatively low cost, about $152 million. The second thing was that it had a net present value in excess of $340 million. And when you have a net present value that much higher than the CapEx, it's a very, very robust project.
So let's talk about the potential of Pine Point. How big can Pine Point get?
Well, right now we're going to be producing about, say, give or take, about 100 million pounds of zinc a year and about 40 million pounds of lead per year. And in terms of world size, that's not that big, but it's big enough for a company our size. It's huge. How big can it get? We think that we can up to double the size without discovering any additional ore bodies. That's because the previous owners have left behind 46 ore bodies. We're only including 10 in our current study. So we've got 36 other ore bodies to look at and assess and see if they make the cut and can get into the long-term mine plan.
Let's talk about the future. What are some of the next steps coming down the pipe for Darnley Bay?
Well, our company has a clear path to production. So step 1 will be doing a feasibility study. Step 2 will be permitting, and the permitting can take place, most of it simultaneous with the feasibility study. And then the third step is construction. With a little bit of luck, we can do that over 3 years, and then we'll be producing.
Well, it sounds like a great investment opportunity. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.